So now we're 8, 9, 10 weeks into this whole COVID-19 thing and the fiasco that goes along with it. What's the reality with regards to the retirement part of it and the financial planning? What are you seeing and what are you hearing? Kind of teach me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's been interesting to say the least for all of us, right, Matt? I mean, the fact that people say we haven't been here before, it feels that way because you'd have to be around in 1918 to go through the Spanish flu pandemic to say you've been through this. And some people probably have, but they were babies and they don't understand it. But it's been truly an interesting exercise to watch and see kind of what's going on and execute. We've put out some content, and I believe that to this day, I just hadn't had any anxiety about the stock market. We went down 30%. We went down 30% really fast and faster than we ever have in our life. And so that was different, but being down 30 wasn't different because we've been here before with the 08 and 09. We were down 50. In 2002, we were almost down 50. So I just haven't had anxiety. What I have anxiety about, Matt, is the debt. So we've taken on a lot of debt to keep this economy as close to moving as we could, even with all these people unemployed. We've sent out stimulus checks and things, and I'm not going to debate the merits. They had to do something, so I'm not, we'll know down the road if it was the right or wrong thing to do. But with the debt that we're taking on, we got to pay for it someday. We got taxes that expire in 2025, and what's going to happen to tax brackets to pay for this and entitlements and all that stuff that the government's going to have to deal with. But today, as we sit here, I'm not overly concerned about the stock market. We're almost at Dow 30,000, and I think we'll get back there someday. History has said that we will, and I believe that in my heart that we will. So you have to be able to ride that piece out. But I wrote down some numbers. The S&P 500 year to date is down 10.5%. So 500 large company stocks down 10.5%. In the last quarter, it's up 11%. So since your March 31st statements, the S&P is up 11%. The NASDAQ is up 17% since March 31st. So here we are 45 days into this thing after you got your last statement, and it's up 17%. It's positive for the year. It's not even down from January 1st. The NASDAQ is more technology companies, so Microsoft and Apple and those type of things. And then you got the Dow's down 16%. That's 30 companies, large cap stocks in the United States, down 16, but that's up 8% for the quarter. Here's my point. If you would have panicked, if you would have got your March 31st, on March 31st, you open up your statement, it came that day, and you said, oh my gosh, I can't handle this, and you got out, you would have missed out on 11, 8, and 17% rate of return. It's so easy, doing this 25 years, it's so easy to get out of the market. And we fielded a lot of calls. We had a lot of people call us, send emails, hey, is it different this time? Should we get out? And we held a lot of hands and told people not to get out. And I didn't get out myself. And they've been rewarded for not getting out. By turning your cheek and just letting the market go and do its thing, they've been rewarded. And so right after this big 5-6% days drops that we had, where we went down 30 so fast, we all of a sudden turned around and went back up. And today, as we talk, we're around 24,000 on the Dow. We hit 18, and now we're at 24. History would say that you could test those lows again, and I don't know if we will based upon all the government money that's been thrown at this.
Yeah, they're propping it up.
Yeah. And so that, again, I just don't have any anxiety about that. The only people that need to worry are people that need to take income. And if you have some cash that you're sitting on to be able to take those incomes and took some precautions, they're going to be just fine too. We did some studies back on the Spanish flu because back then, it's interesting as you read, Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Sure.
So Minneapolis went to their stay-at-home order back in the day, a month before St. Paul. And then the newspapers bragged about how well they did versus St. Paul. So it was like St. Paul against Minneapolis back in the Spanish flu deal. But depending on what index you looked at, it took 6 to 8 months for that index to get back to where it was. And it took around 2 years for an all-time high. And then we had the roaring 20s after that, followed by the stock market crash in 1929. But the reality is it just didn't take that long to get back. So it's for you to guess that you're going to get out as this thing drops and then have the stomach to get back in when everybody else is trying to get out. It just doesn't work. And so it's just been interesting to watch. And the people that kind of turned the cheek and left it alone have already been rewarded. And I think they'll continue to be kind of along the way.
stay and hold.
Yeah.
Hold on for the ride.
Yep.
What do they say about the roller coaster? The only people that jump off of or the only people that get hurt on a roller coaster are the ones that jump off.
It's true.
It's kind of
true.
like that with the stock market is what you're teaching me.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.
You bet. Thanks, Matt.